guys. I'm 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 probably doing something I shouldn't be doing, but hang on. Give me 1 second and I'll tell you what I mean by that. So give me a sec, guys. I will be right with you. Oh, I have the wrong kind of plate. I have a paper plate because I don't want to do dishes. Or I want to do as few dishes as possible, I should say. Man. Okay, so sorry. You guys know I'm a mess. So, anyways, I just got in. The reason I said I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing is because I'm multitasking. So I'm doing it while I feel okay. I, I actually had to go out this morning because I made the decision to want the infusion for high risk people. Um, what I experienced in those few days, whether I could have fought it, um, and my symptoms would have all left quickly, it wasn't worth the risk. Through this whole thing, each of us individually have to determine risk versus benefit. We all do. And this has taught me to go back to what I know, which is God is in control. And if COVID takes me out, COVID didn't take me out. God called me home. Um, when I came back from my infusion, which let me get this thing off my arm because it's kind of tight. I'm so hungry. That's a good thing. I'm losing my taste of my scent. I can't smell real well. But right now, while I can still taste, I'm going to eat. I'm wondering, since I got the infusion, if I should keep taking Mucinex. So I'm going to email my doctor. But while I'm up, I have to try to do what I can, which I know people don't understand that. And like one of my neighbors, I was saying what I had to do, and she said, just rest. I want you to rest. And I want to rest. But I've been laying in a bed for 4 days, coughing and sneezing COVID all over the sheets. So I have no husband here. I have no parents. I have no children because I won't let my son come in here. Oh, because it's like COVID in here. I'm sorry, it just hurts so bad when I cough. It's like COVID fest in here. I open my bedroom windows to try to either get some fresh air in, let some COVID air out, something. I hope nothing else flies in my window. One of the things it taught me is I have to get back to faith and stop fearing because we have no control over this. Never did. I knew that, but this has just put things back into the right perspective for me that we don't have control over life and death. We don't have control over it. Even when somebody takes a person's life, they didn't have the control they thought they had. God permits things. And not, oh, I hate saying it like that. Okay, I'm not going to go religious. I came out here to update about COVID. And I shouldn't say religious. I'm not religious. How are you feeling? Hi, Joan. I was just going into that. I said I'm probably doing something I shouldn't be doing because I'm multitasking. I went to get the infusion for COVID. Um, I know everyone has their different opinions. I can't get this off. Everyone has their different opinions about COVID, vaccines, infusions. But we all have to do what's best for us. And given my lung history and the fact that I'm high risk and the fact that I could not breathe comfortably, what's today? Hey, oh my God. Mm. Oh. So let me throw this in here. I'm really multitasking. Alexa, stop. So let me try to get through this. So I went and got the infusion this morning. Well, I actually just got home. So I'm trying to eat. And I thought I'd give you guys a quick update because once I do go back to bed, you guys may not see me again until Saturday. And I just don't want people worrying. If I'm going to come out here and share with you guys that I have COVID, I want to keep you updated so you're not worrying. How is she? I hope nothing happened. So I want to be kind enough to keep you guys updated. But I'm hungry. As I was saying, I'm losing my sense of smell. But right now, I still have my sense of taste. So I've been eating through my whole COVID. Not much, though. I didn't have a big appetite, but I would get hungry. And I would only eat like a little bit. And then I'd be like, that's enough. The first night, I tried to eat a half a sub. And it was way too heavy for my stomach. I didn't feel well when I did that. So this morning, when I was, getting ready for my appointment, I realized my belly was hurting a little bit, and I didn't pay much attention to it. And then I put my deodorant on and realized I couldn't smell my deodorant, and it's pretty potent. And so I thought about when I sprayed the garbage can out with Lysol that I didn't smell the Lysol. And so I started smelling things like the toothpaste. I couldn't smell the toothpaste. And I had a bottle of Listerine. So I picked that up and I had to really put my nose, and I could faintly smell the Listerine faintly. But so, yeah, as of right now, my nose is, I know this virus does everybody differently, but I don't know what it does to the nose, man. My nose was burning last night. And anyway, everything is a risk. Getting the virus is a risk. Getting vaccinated is a risk. Not getting vaccinated is a risk. Getting the infusion is a risk. Not getting the infusion was a risk. Taking Paxlovid was a risk. Not taking Paxlovid was a risk. So it really does boil down to we have to do what we think is best for our own health and well-being. And I really don't like when people compare themselves to me unless they have my lung disease, unless they've spent 5 months on a ventilator prior to COVID, unless they've had ARDS, which the SARS-CoV-2 was causing in the beginning, unless And a lot of people always want to say, well, I have asthma. Well, I don't have asthma. I have bronchiectasis. It's different than asthma. They're both lung diseases. They both cause you not to be able to breathe or to run short of breath, or, they're both lung diseases. I'm not going to go into saying things I was just going to say. They're both lung diseases. But asthma, people do well sometimes with asthma. And don't get me wrong, I know asthma kills a lot of people, a lot more people than what we think. And asthma puts people on ventilators. And asthma creates a lot of problems for people. My lung disease, my lungs are fibrosed. They removed part of the bottom left lobe, right lobe. One of my lungs, or is it both? When they get to the bottom, when they listen, there's always decreased breath sound, so it's normal. So see, my lungs don't function the way a normal person's lungs do. My throat was on fire Sunday here. I came home. Somebody asked me how I felt or something. And I said, man, my throat is on fire. I thought it was allergies, but my throat on this side was on fire. Well, I've had the right side of my thyroid removed. So that could possibly be why just this side of my throat was on fire. So we have to take into consideration people's different health issues. We can't compare ourselves to others. And this is going to sound cuckoo crazy, but I'm a little glad that I got this virus because it's making me think with the right perspective, because I was falling off the cliff, if you know what I mean. Like I was becoming like everybody else in the world and trying to live a normal life and a healthy life. I mean, not healthy, a normal life. And, I do believe in this brain fog that they talk about, because I did some crazy things this morning. It could also be because I don't take a lot of over-the-counter medications, and I've been on over-the-counter medications for the past 5 days. But like I found myself walking around my apartment thinking, what am I doing? What am I? And I don't know what I was doing. I was like, I must have been looking for something. I was trying to get ready. And then I realized, what are you walking around for? What is it that you need? And then when I left the doctor's office, I did something where I thought that was a dumb mistake. And then I think even when I pulled in, well, it wasn't the doctor's office. It was the COVID clinic. I went to the COVID clinic that they have through my healthcare system. I hate leaving things out and cough. And I need to disinfect this whole place. I have so much stuff sitting out. And I've been walking around here coughing and sneezing COVID all over everything for 5 days. So one of my neighbors said, rest, take it easy. And I said, I have to change my bed sheets. And she said, and when I explained to her why, because I knew that she was going to get on me, but when I explained why to her, and I said, I've been laying in that bed for 5 days, coughing and sneezing COVID germs all over those sheets and comforters and pillowcases. I just went to a COVID clinic. I didn't even shower because I knew I was going to a COVID clinic. To me, I felt like I was walking into, and I shouldn't even joke and say this, but it was just so eerie for me. Like, I didn't want this virus. And then I find myself walking into a COVID clinic today where you just have these recliners and these great big huge air filters and the doors are open. And I'm like, how did these people come to work every day and do this? Like, we are so ungrateful to our healthcare system. You've got people I said, do you guys work in this clinic every day? They said, every day we're open. I said, how many days is that? Well, the COVID clinic's only open 2 days a week. And thank God I got in today or I would have missed the window. because you have to get the infusion early on, preferably within the first 5 days. They told me if I didn't get it today, I couldn't get it because I would miss the window because they weren't open again until next week. So, and little did I know when the doctors prescribed Paxlovid for me, little did I know that they had already put a referral in for me to go get the infusion. So everybody's just overworked, stressed out. The world's different. Um, I'm sorry to be. I'm so hungry. I don't want to overeat though. Even when I started. Oh, Alexa, set a timer for 45 minutes.
45 minutes, starting now.
I forgot I put that sweet potato in the oven. Good. Because I think I'm gonna have it for dinner. That's the thing when you eat healthy. I had bought a lot of produce because I eat a lot of produce, and then I got sick. So I had avocados sitting around here, sweet potatoes. I had chicken I had taken out the freezer. So I fried that yesterday. It was just 4 pieces. So I actually ate a piece last night. I mean, it took me like, here's how I've been eating since I've had COVID. I fix a plate of food, I eat what I can, and I leave it sit on the table. And when I get hungry again, I go back and take a few more bites. And when I get hungry again, I take a few more bites. And that's how I've been eating. So I made the chicken, but I had some rice that I had already made and it was in the freezer. Thank God for being a prepper. Like, I'm not a prepper, major prepper like the world, but I've always prepped because my mom taught us that there were 10 people in a house. So she always had stuff. Uh, they said, "Did you lose your sense of taste?" I said, "No." And I said, "I'm glad I was able to eat." I said, um, oh, she was talking about drinking fluids. And I said, I drink so many fluids. And she said, that's good. That's probably what kept you out of the hospital, that I didn't get dehydrated. But I've been sick. I call my, I've been sick. Like I got sick at 27. Um, I know how to try to stay out the hospital, just put it that way. I know certain things could potentially keep me out of the hospital if I do them. Anyway, so I've got my comforter in the washer. I'm not worried about the sheets because I have another set. So I don't have to wash the sheets today. And I don't need to wash my second comforter today. I know how to take it easy. So I've got, um, well, little by little, even while I was sick, I was trying to wipe down. Like I tried to keep the bathroom wiped down at least with a Clorox wipe because I was spitting all over the place in there. And, I had so much nasal drainage. It was just so. So I tried to keep the refrigerator door handles and the cabinets wiped down. Um, and because the virus stays viable on some materials longer than others, like wood or metal, paper, steel, fabric. It just depends. So I said all those cleaning products I had will definitely get put to use because I had cans of Lysol in every room. I had to keep because my nose was running so much and I kept spitting so much. I had to keep changing the trash liners, and I would just the first night or second night, my son brought my medication, and so he took the trash out for me. I just prepared him a bag with like gloves and an N95 and everything, and I put the trash in tons of bag and then in a big bag and sealed it to keep him safe. Um, I'm trying to give you guys some tips. So if you've gotten sick already, um, maybe you should have shared some tips with me. But for people who've not been sick, okay. So that's what I was going to say. The dryer was getting ready to stop because before I went to get my infusion, I threw the clothes that were in the COVID. That virus lives a long time on certain materials, and I don't want it in here. You have to understand, I live by myself, so when I coughed, I never even thought to cover my mouth because I was struggling to get stuff up, and so I'm just coughing so hard. So COVID, and then oh Lord, when I start sneezing, even when I sneezed into my hand, I know enough about sneezes and how those particles travel. So I don't feel like anything in here. The bathroom, I think, is the cleanest place I kept. I kept it wiped down. I sprayed it. I kept shutting the bathroom door. I'd spray it with Lysol, shut it. But now the whole place really does need sanitized. So I'm not going to kill myself, but I'm going to do a little bit at a time. But, they're right. They said you should start feeling better soon. I feel better than when I got up this morning. But once I go to sleep, here's what gets me. When I go to sleep, I wake up and I feel good, especially since all that achiness went away. When that achiness was there, my back hurt for 3 days. But here's the thing. When I fall asleep, I wake up, and when I first wake up, I feel good. I don't feel like I'm sick. And then I take in a deep breath, and it starts. It starts. And it's just, it was discouraging. I hope I'm saying it like I'm done. So anyways, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get off here because I can feel I'm getting ready to start coughing. Look, my cough sounds even a little better. So the infusion takes over your immune system. See what I'm saying? Risk with everything. Because right now my throat is hurting right here. And it wasn't hurting this morning. But I'm thinking maybe, I don't know. I have a feeling that because of my health, I pray not, but possibly because this thing hijacks your immune system. We'll see. We'll just see. We'll wait and see. Not hijacks, but it takes over your immune system. So that's one of the risks with the infusion. And I may have said this. That's why I'm going to go. I can't remember what I'm saying, but I will try. I'll get some rest today because I'm telling you, as soon as I make this bed and as soon as I grab a shower, I'm going to bed. I made chicken yesterday, 4 pieces. I still have 2. I just put a baked potato in the oven. By the time the comforter is dry, the baked potato will be done. And I have frozen corn on the cob and okra in the freezer. That's dinner. So trust you me, I'm not doing any type of cleaning today. There's time for it tomorrow. A little bit at a time. I'm not going to kill myself and overdo it. But that is one of the things I was going to say about the infusion. If you get COVID again, and I'll probably say this again in the next video for people, because I feel like I'm not making sense now. I feel tired. But if you get it again, your body may have a hard time fighting it because of the infusion. So that was risky. I almost didn't want to do it. And there was a part of me that said, just try letting your body fight. But Tuesday night, I had to keep getting up on my hands and my elbows and knees just to get a good breath in. It's all risk. Each and every choice comes with a risk. Guys, I got to go. My throat's hurting probably because I haven't talked in days. And I'll be back though. I'm definitely going to keep you guys updated. I'm not going to come out here and say I have COVID and then make you wonder. If I'm not out here like in a week, then something happened. Other than that, I'll be back tomorrow, or if not tomorrow, if I would overdo it today or not feel good tomorrow, I'll come back Saturday. All right, guys, be blessed and thank you. And there's hope. If anybody's worried about getting it, there's hope. Because my symptoms were a little rough, not too bad, but they were a little rough. I'll go into it later, but they were short. That's what I wanted to say. But I'll go into it more when I feel better. All right, be blessed.